A member of the girl group, MADEIN, has shared a deeply troubling experience. On JTBC's show Scandal Survivor, an idol bravely revealed her agency's CEO sexually assaulted her after telling him she wanted to leave the group. The story got people talking when viewers started guessing that it might be Gaeun, a 19-year-old from MADEIN, based on some video clues. In her emotional statement, the idol described the meeting where she thought they were having a casual conversation. Things went sour, though, when the CEO locked the office door and insisted she be his one-day girlfriend in return for keeping the group intact. She insisted no several times, yet she was subjected to hours of uninvited physical contact, including groping and kissing. At first, the agency attempted to downplay the matter by suggesting it was a consenting relationship. However, after the CEO admitted to making a mistake, things did not improve. Just a few days later, he was seen at a concert with the group and even sat next to the victim on a flight to Japan, where she apparently felt afraid and imprisoned. To add to the confusion, 143 Entertainment announced that Gaeun would take a break for health reasons. But some fans speculated it was because of the trauma she experienced. The CEO's actions have been seriously questioned, with many accusing him of trying to manipulate the situation and discredit the victim. Meanwhile, Gaeun has deleted all her posts from Instagram, sparking even more rumors. Not only this, the agency continues to deny the allegations, insisting they're groundless. And there's now a debate about the legal complexities of this situation, especially since Gaeun was 18 at the time. This terrible revelation has prompted many people to seek accountability and justice for the victim, and it appears that the story is far from over. But the mistreatment of girls in K-pop industry did not end there. In a separate case, consider Hani's workplace bullying scenario. You may recall, Hani, a popular member of New Jeans, openly shared her experience of being bullied by employees of her agency, Hybe. Fans, known as Bunnies, even filed a workplace harassment claim after Hani spoke out. She revealed in a live stream that she was ignored by management from another group despite the fact that they had already exchanged greetings. She also thought that the new CEO could have been more helpful when she expressed her concerns. However, the lawsuit was dismissed by the Ministry of Employment and Labor, which was an unexpected development. They argued that Hani could not be deemed an employee under the Labor Standards Act. But why? Because the way her contract works is more like a profit-sharing deal, not a typical employer-employee relationship. Her income was also filed as business earnings, not wages. Since she doesn't have the same working conditions as most employees, the case was thrown out. It raises many issues regarding the rights entertainers have in Korea, particularly following Hani's testimony before legislators regarding the matter. Let us now turn our attention to another difficult aspect of K-pop, trainee life. I can assure you that being a young hopeful in the K-pop scene is not easy, if you have ever questioned what it is like. Just imagine you are merely a child, far from home, in South Korea, following your ideal of being an idol. Sounds fantastic indeed. Still, reality can be harsh. Former trainee, Ao Diaz, described her eye-opening experience. She spent 2 years training in South Korea with a demanding tempo. Wake up at 5 a.m. to practice dancing before school, and then continue singing and dancing lessons until late at night. Trainees weren't allowed to go out without permission, and the company basically controlled their lives. No weekends, no holidays, and even dating was strictly forbidden. She also mentioned how being openly gay was a big no-no. Trainees were monitored by managers who would check in on them at all hours. It's a tough life for many aspiring idols. So while we see the glittery side of K-pop, it's important to remember the sacrifices and struggles these young stars face behind the scenes. So, there's been a lot of drama in the K-pop world lately, and it's all about how fans sometimes go way too far in their support. Or rather, their protests. Seunghan was about to return to Riza after a hiatus, but some fans were not having it. Rather than merely expressing their disappointment, these supporters went to extraordinary lengths. How, you ask? They handed nearly 1,000 death wreaths to SM Entertainment, requesting Seunghan's permanent departure from the group. Yep, funeral wreaths, which are normally used to express sympathy or grief, but in this case, they were being used to protest his return. The messages on the wreaths read things like "Riza is 6" and "Hong Seunghan out," showing just how serious these fans were. It got so out of hand that even former Day 6 member Jay, now known as AJ, spoke out. He was absolutely appalled. He called those wreaths disgusting and warned about how much harm such actions could cause to young idols. Jay said that the people sending those wreaths would be the same ones pretending to mourn if something truly tragic happened. He even said that anyone involved in sending the wreaths should be tried for attempted murder because of the mental toll it could have on Seunghan. And really, he's correct. The pressure and harshness that idols encounter can be overpowering at times, and it's unfortunate to see this type of conduct from fans who forget that idols are, well, humans too. The incident ended with Seunghan quitting Riza just days after being restored, and the agency respected his decision. He even wrote a heartfelt letter explaining that he didn't want to be a burden on the group or the fans. It's honestly heartbreaking that things went this far. There's an increasing list of harsh truths that K-pop idols have to face, like their strict diets. It's no secret that idols are under insane pressure to maintain an ideal image, which, let's face it, is often unrealistic. For idols, it's not about being healthy, it's about looking a certain way, and the diets they go on can be extreme, sometimes even dangerous. For example, Twice features a bizarre diet story about Momo. She went on a paper cup diet, which comprised eating only ice cubes for many days in order to reduce weight. She was so exhausted that she worried she wouldn't wake up one day. That is terrifying. It's not just Momo. Idols such as Jimin from BTS have also tried severe diets. He even ate only one meal every day for 10 days straight. Thankfully, he learned that type of dieting is not sustainable and may harm his health in the long term. The thing is, K-pop agencies sometimes set these crazy standards. There's this formula where an idol's weight is based on their height minus 120, which is meant to be the perfect weight. For instance, your ideal weight is 92 pounds if your height is 5 feet 3. You did really read correctly. 92 pounds for someone 5 feet 3. That is not healthy under any circumstances, and it is a major factor behind the great number of idols who suffer from mental health problems or eating disorders. In this regard, there are a few idols who have spoken out about the pressures they face because of their diets. Consider Joey from Red Velvet, for example. She used to eat only bell peppers and apples for breakfast and chicken breast salad for lunch. This excessive dieting caused health difficulties, but she has since learned to balance her food and focus on feeling well, rather than simply fitting into a mold. She's been open about how it's more about feeling good in her skin, not just about the number on the scale. It's easy to get caught up in how amazing these idols look, but the truth is, their bodies don't always reflect a healthy lifestyle. Behind the scenes, there's more than just glitz and glamour. Many idols, including Mina from Gugudan, have attempted rigorous fasting only to become ill. Fortunately, they've begun to change their focus to exercise and a healthy diet, which is paying off in the long run. So, whether it's fans are going crazy with their protests or idols are pushing their bodies to the limit, it's clear that the K-pop industry needs to do a better job of ensuring these magnificent people's health. It's important to remember that they're more than simply stage performers. They're real people with feelings who deserve to be treated with care and respect. K-pop is full of skilled and amazing idols. But first, let me express my displeasure with the industry's destructive beauty standards. Come on, really? Though they are always expected to look perfect, these idols are beautiful. You are usually left off the beauty rankings if you're a little darker, have few moles, or lack the ideal face. It's messed up. Look at the legends like Jessie or Hwasa. They've completely flipped the script and shown that beauty isn't about fitting into a mold. What irritates me even more is how these expectations might harm an idol's mental health. When there is persistent pressure to satisfy such excessive standards, catastrophic consequences occur. Idols feel driven to change themselves to fit these beauty ideals. When they fall short, the results are dire. Sadly, some idols have believed that the only way out of the poisonous surroundings they found themselves in was suicide. It is heartbreaking. The industry's concern with perfection can erode a person's self-esteem, especially if they are frequently informed they are not good enough. It is time for a change. We must celebrate diversity in all forms and remind these idols that they are appreciated exactly as they are. It's all about encouraging them, not tearing them down. So let's start embracing them for who they are, warts included. What do you think needs to change in the K-pop industry to protect the mental health of idols? Share your thoughts with us, and before you leave, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.